The gold chain that disappeared on my birthday. The gift that meant everything. In 2026, birthdays were no longer just about cake and pictures. They were memories, carefully curated moments shared online, measured by reactions and filtered smiles. But for Aaliyah Monroe, her 28th birthday meant something deeper. It wasn't about the venue, though the rooftop lounge in downtown Atlanta was breathtaking. Glass walls. City lights glowing like scattered diamonds. Soft jazz humming through hidden speakers. Everyone dressed in modern elegance. Tailored suits, silk dresses, understated luxury. It wasn't even about the guests, her friends from work, her cousins, a few neighbors from her upscale condominium building. It was about her mother. Denise Monroe arrived quietly, as she always did. No designer bag. No dramatic entrance. Just a calm presence wrapped in a navy blue dress and low heels that spoke of dignity rather than wealth. Aaliyah spotted her immediately. "Mom!" she called out, weaving through the crowd. Denise smiled, opening her arms. "Happy birthday, my miracle." That word, miracle, always tightened Aaliyah's chest. Denise had raised her alone. 2 jobs. Night shifts. Missed sleep. Missed dreams. Never missed love. They sat together briefly, away from the noise. Denise reached into her purse slowly, almost ceremoniously. "I wanted to give you this in private," she said. From a small velvet box, she revealed a gold chain, simple, elegant, unmistakably real. Not flashy. Not trendy. Timeless. "I bought it with my first bonus after years," Denise said softly. "I wanted you to have something that reminds you who you are, and where you come from." Aaliyah's eyes filled instantly. "Mom, this is too much." "It's not," Denise replied. "It's love." Aaliyah clasped the chain around her neck herself, her fingers trembling. She didn't know that within hours, that same chain would vanish. And with it, her peace. The party grew louder as the night deepened. Champagne glasses clinked. Laughter echoed. Someone suggested dancing, and soon the rooftop turned into motion. Heels tapping, suits loosened, phones lifted to capture the moment. Aaliyah felt light, happy, grateful. She danced with her best friend Tiana, who leaned in and shouted over the music. "That chain is gorgeous. Your mom has taste." Aaliyah touched her neck instinctively. The gold felt warm against her skin. "She's my everything," she said proudly. Later, Aaliyah was pulled aside by Marcus, her boyfriend of 8 months. Smooth-talking, well-dressed, ambitious. The kind of man who knew how to make good impressions without ever fully letting people see him. "Come take pictures by the city lights," Marcus suggested. "Just us." She hesitated but smiled. "Okay." They moved toward the edge of the rooftop where the wind blew stronger. Marcus stood behind her, adjusting her hair for the camera. "Hold still," he said, fingers brushing her neck. She laughed. "You're acting like a stylist." He chuckled. "You deserve perfection." The flash went off several times. Then Tiana called from behind them. "Aaliyah. Group photo." "I'll be right back," Aaliyah said, stepping away from Marcus. She didn't notice his eyes linger on her neck. She didn't notice his hand slip into his jacket pocket. And she definitely didn't notice when the clasp of the gold chain loosened. An hour later, Aaliyah went to the restroom to freshen up. She leaned toward the mirror, adjusting her makeup, then froze. Her fingers flew to her neck. Bare skin. No chain. Her heart slammed violently against her ribs. No, 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 no. She searched the sink, the counter, the floor. Nothing. Her breathing became shallow as panic crept in. She rushed back onto the rooftop, scanning the floor wildly, pushing past guests. "Tiana," she called urgently. "Have you seen my necklace?" Tiana's smile faded. "The gold one? You were wearing it earlier." I know. It was just here." They searched near the dance floor, under chairs, by the bar. Nothing. Aaliyah's chest tightened painfully. She found her mother seated quietly, sipping water. "Mom," Aaliyah whispered, kneeling beside her. "The chain, it's missing." Denise looked up slowly. Her face didn't change, but something dimmed in her eyes. "Missing?" she asked calmly. "I don't know how. I didn't take it off." Denise closed her eyes briefly. "We'll find it," she said gently. "Don't panic." But Aaliyah was already panicking. Because that chain wasn't just jewelry. It was sacrifice. It was love. It was history. And someone had taken it. The music faded into background noise as Aaliyah questioned people one by one. No one had seen anything. No one remembered bumping into her. Security reviewed the rooftop briefly. No obvious footage of the necklace falling. Tiana pulled Aaliyah aside. "Did you argue with anyone? Anyone get too close?" Aaliyah thought. Marcus. Her stomach dropped. She found him near the bar, laughing with a coworker. "Marcus," she said sharply, "can I talk to you?" He followed her, confused. "My chain is gone," she said. "The gold one my mom gave me." His brows lifted. "What? That's crazy. You were behind me earlier. Did you notice anything?" Marcus shook his head quickly. "No. Why would you even ask me that?" His tone wasn't angry, but defensive. Aaliyah swallowed. "I'm just asking everyone." Marcus crossed his arms. "Are you accusing me?" "No," she said, but her voice lacked conviction. From across the room, Denise watched quietly. A mother always knows when something is wrong, and Denise felt it deep in her bones. On the drive home, the car was heavy with unspoken words. Aaliyah stared out the window, tears sliding silently. "I'm so sorry, Mom," she whispered. "I feel like I failed you." Denise kept her eyes on the road. "You didn't fail me," she said calmly. "But someone failed themselves tonight." Aaliyah looked at her. "You think someone stole it?" Denise nodded slowly. "Chains don't disappear on their own." Aaliyah's mind raced. Marcus. The guests. Even family. The thought made her sick. Denise parked the car and turned to her daughter. "That chain was gold," she said softly. "But what matters more is what this moment will reveal." "Reveal what?" Aaliyah asked. Denise met her eyes. "Truth." Sleep refused to come that night. Aaliyah lay on her king-sized bed, staring at the ceiling of her modern condo, the soft LED lights mocking her restlessness. Every time she closed her eyes, she felt the absence on her neck, light, naked, wrong. The gold chain had weight, presence, meaning. Her phone buzzed. "Marcus, I'm still shocked about your necklace. I hope you're okay." She stared at the message for a long time before replying. "Aaliyah, I'm trying to be." 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. "Marcus, maybe it fell somewhere? You know how parties get." Her chest tightened. Something about the way he dismissed it irritated her. The chain wasn't costume jewelry. It didn't just fall. She remembered his fingers at her neck. Too deliberate. Too calm. In the living room, Denise sat quietly on the couch, awake. Aaliyah walked out slowly. "Mom, you're not sleeping?" Denise shook her head. "I'm thinking." Aaliyah sat beside her. "About Marcus?" Denise didn't answer immediately. "When a storm is coming," she finally said, "the air changes before the rain falls." Aaliyah swallowed. "You think it was him?" "I think," Denise replied carefully, "that tonight will separate who loves you from who values you." The next morning, Aaliyah retraced every step from the party. The rooftop venue. The restroom. The hallway. The elevator. The parking lot. Nothing. Security footage showed her dancing, laughing, talking, but the camera angle never clearly captured her neck after she left Marcus. Tiana came over with coffee. "Girl, I hate to say this," she began cautiously, "but Marcus has a history." Aaliyah stiffened. What kind of history? Tiana sighed. My cousin dated him years ago. Things went missing. Small things at first. She brushed it off. Aaliyah's stomach dropped. Why didn't you tell me before? I didn't know it was the same Marcus until last night, Tiana said quietly. And I didn't want to poison your relationship. The room felt suddenly smaller. That evening, Aaliyah called Marcus. We need to talk, she said firmly. About what? He asked. The chain. Silence stretched on the line. Then he laughed lightly. You're still on that? That laugh told her everything. They met at a luxury cafe downtown. Glass walls, marble tables, soft piano music. Marcus arrived confident, dressed sharp as always. You look tired, he said casually. So do liars, Aaliyah replied. His smile faded. Marcus, she continued, keeping her voice steady, you were the last person near me when I had the chain. That doesn't mean anything. I want you to look me in the eye, she said, leaning forward, and tell me you didn't touch it. He hesitated. Just a second. But that second destroyed months of trust. I didn't take your necklace, he said, but his voice lacked strength. Aaliyah stood up slowly. My mother worked years for that chain, she said. If you have it, return it. Quietly. Marcus scoffed. You're choosing paranoia over me? No, Aaliyah replied calmly. I'm choosing truth over comfort. She walked out. Behind her, Marcus's jaw tightened. That night, Denise cooked dinner like nothing had changed. The smell of seasoned chicken and rice filled the condo. Aaliyah sat silently at the counter. I confronted him, she said. And? Denise asked. He didn't deny it strongly enough. Denise nodded slowly. People reveal themselves when cornered. Aaliyah's voice broke. I trusted him. Denise reached for her daughter's hand. You trusted because you love honestly. That is not a weakness. Aaliyah wiped her tears. What if we never get it back? Denise smiled faintly. Gold can be replaced. Aaliyah shook her head. Not that gold. Denise squeezed her hand. Then we let truth retrieve it. 2 days later, Aaliyah received a message from an unknown number. Unknown, if you're looking for your chain, check Gold Crest Pawn on 8th Street. Her heart pounded. She showed Denise immediately. That's confirmation, Denise said quietly. They drove there together. The pawn shop was small but clean. Modern security. Glass displays. Aaliyah described the chain. The clerk nodded slowly. Yeah, that came in 2 days ago. Who brought it? Aaliyah asked. The clerk hesitated. I'm not supposed to. Denise stepped forward, calm but firm. That necklace was bought with documented funds. If needed, we'll involve the police. The clerk sighed and turned the screen. A name appeared. Marcus Hale. Aaliyah felt her knees weaken. Her worst fear had just become reality. They left the shop in silence. In the car, Aaliyah finally broke down. He stole from my mother, she sobbed. From me. Denise pulled over and held her daughter tightly. This is not just theft, Denise said. It's character. Aaliyah wiped her face. I'm done protecting him. Denise nodded. Then we proceed with dignity and consequences. Aaliyah didn't call Marcus. She showed up. His luxury apartment sat on the 12th floor of a glass building overlooking the city. Modern, polished, empty of warmth. The kind of place meant to impress, not to live. Marcus opened the door, surprised. Aaliyah. She stepped inside without greeting him. I went to Gold Crest Pawn, she said calmly. The color drained from his face. You pawned my mother's chain, she continued. In your name. Silence filled the room. Marcus exhaled sharply and ran a hand through his hair. I was going to get it back. When? She asked. After what? Interest. He looked away. I needed money, he muttered. Aaliyah laughed bitterly. You needed money, so you stole from the woman who welcomed you into her home? You're overreacting, Marcus snapped. It's just jewelry. Her voice turned cold. It was love. She turned and walked out before he could say another word. Behind her, Marcus knew. This time, there was no smooth talking his way out. Denise didn't raise her voice when Aaliyah told her what happened. She listened. Then she said, "We involve the authorities." Aaliyah hesitated. That feels heavy. So is Betrayal, Denise replied. They filed the report the next morning. Pawn receipts, CCTV footage, text messages, timeline. Everything pointed to Marcus. By afternoon, he was contacted. By evening, he was calling Aaliyah non-stop. She didn't answer. Some bridges don't need closure. They need distance. Word spread faster than Aaliyah expected. Marcus was known in certain professional circles, networking events, startup mixers, social clubs. The charge didn't scream publicly yet, but quietly, doors began to close. Meetings postponed. Calls unanswered. Invitations withdrawn. Character follows you, even when you think no one is watching. Tiana sent a message. Tiana, you did the right thing. People are talking. Aaliyah read it without satisfaction. Justice didn't feel victorious. It felt necessary. A week later, Denise received a call. The item has been recovered, the officer said. When the chain was placed back into Aaliyah's hands, her fingers trembled. It felt heavier now, not because of gold, but because of everything it had survived. Denise clasped it around her daughter's neck again. This time, she whispered, wear it with wisdom. Aaliyah nodded, tears slipping free. I will. Life didn't magically fix itself. Some days, Aaliyah felt fine. Other days, the betrayal replayed without warning. But she learned something important. Healing doesn't announce itself. It comes quietly, in boundaries, in clarity, in rest. She spent more time with her mother. Less time proving herself to people who didn't deserve access. The chain stayed around her neck, not as decoration, but as grounding. One evening, Denise surprised Aaliyah. There's something you don't know, she said. Aaliyah looked up. About the chain? Denise nodded. I bought it the year I almost gave up. Aaliyah's breath caught. I was tired, Denise continued. Broke. Scared. And I thought, maybe I failed. She smiled sadly. But I didn't. Because I had you. Aaliyah hugged her mother fiercely. The chain wasn't gold. It was survival. Marcus took a plea deal. Quiet. Undramatic. Final. Aaliyah didn't attend court. Closure didn't require a front row seat. She blocked his number. Deleted old photos. Released guilt that wasn't hers to carry. For the first time in a long while, her shoulders felt lighter. 1 year later. Another rooftop. Different energy. Aaliyah stood confidently, chain gleaming softly against her skin. Her circle was smaller, but safer. Denise stood beside her, proud. This year, Denise said, smiling, we celebrate growth. Aaliyah raised her glass. To truth, she said. To love that doesn't steal, Denise replied. They laughed. The chain taught Aaliyah many things. A love should never cost dignity a access is earned. Not given a betrayal reveals character. Not worth or a mother's gift lasts beyond material. As the city lights shimmered, Aaliyah touched the chain gently. It was never lost. It was tested. And so was she.